Hello, District 3. Welcome to Winter TLI. I am Edna Saucke, your presenter on Vice President Education Club Officer role, also known as VPE. I have been a Toastmaster for a little bit over 4 years. Some officer roles I filled. I have been Vice President of Public Relations. I've been president. I was VPE for 2 years, and I am currently VP of membership. I have also been an area director in Ocotillo for 2 years in a row, and currently I am the 2022-2023 Ocotillo Division Director. Enough about me. Let's move on. The VPE is the second in command and after the president, and plays a large role in your club. If you are new to this role, congratulations. And if you are returning to this role, thank you for your continued service. You are appreciated. Today's agenda will consist of 3 sections. First, the VPE role. Next, VPE responsibilities. And finally, VPE resources. Grab your hot cocoa or preferred drink and let's get started. Session objectives. By the end of this presentation, I hope you will be able to identify your role, get started on fulfilling your responsibilities, and be able to find resources that will help you. About the VPE role, I'm going to read this to you aloud. Your role as Vice President of Education, as stated in the club constitution and standard bylaws of Toastmasters International, is the Vice President Education is the second ranking club officer and is responsible for planning, organizing, and directing a club's program which meets the educational needs of the individual members. The Vice President Education chairs, let me repeat that. The Vice President Education chairs the Education Committee. Remember, everything you do as Vice President Education should support the club mission. What is the club mission? I bet some of you know that by heart. It is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience, which members are empowered and develop communication and leadership skills. My experience as a VPE was the most memorable because I had a chance to meet existing and new members on a one-on-one to discuss the reason why they joined Toastmasters and to discuss their goals. I got to witness members grow in their leadership and communication skills. Moving on, a great place to read about your role is in the Club Leadership Handbook, item 1310. Remember, everything you do as Vice President Education should support the club mission. Next, let's divide up your responsibilities into 3 categories. First, the club meeting. Second, outside the club meeting. And third, the executive committee. Let's dig deeper in each category. Let's start by exploring your club meeting responsibilities. They are split into 3 types, which are what to do before club meetings, upon arrival at club meetings, and during club meetings. Review the schedule rules for the meeting. 5 to 7 days in advance, or whatever makes sense based on how frequent your club meets, Some clubs fill their roles at the end of their meeting for their future meetings. Next, offer support to the Toastmaster of the meeting to confirm members' role assignments and plan for substitutions if necessary. Schedule education sessions selected from the Better Speaker Series, item 269, the Successful Club Series, item 289, and the Leadership Executive Series, item 310, to be delivered by you or other experienced Toastmasters in the club. Continuing on with what to do before club meetings. Ensure a club member conducts the Successful Club Series, item 289 programs, which are Evaluate to Motivate, item 292, Moments of Truth, item 290, Mentoring, item 296, and Finding New Members for Your Club, item 291, at least once per year. Notify the club president if any members are scheduled to earn their education awards at the upcoming meeting. Question for all of you. Get your fingers ready. How does your club encourage members to sign up for meeting roles? Type in a short response in the chat box while we continue with our presentation. I wanted to take a quick moment to ask you as well, have you seen what the Successful Club Series set looks like or where to find it? If you log into Toastmasters International websites, or actually you don't even have to sign in if you don't want to, go ahead and click resources, type in Club Series in the keyword box, hit search, and voila, it's there for you to download. Moving on to upon arrival at club meetings. Verify that members assigned to the meeting roles have arrived and are prepared to perform their duties. Remind members giving speeches to have an assigned evaluator. Assist Toastmaster in filling meeting roles for absent members. Next, here is the part in your Toastmasters experience where you can make a big impression on your guests. Let's look at upon arrival at club meetings. Greet all your guests as they arrive. Let me ask you, do you remember your first meeting, whether it was in person or online? Do you remember that big smile someone gave you? I bet you do. And I bet that's part of the reason why you stayed. When greeting your guest, ask them if they are willing to participate in the meeting or if they prefer to observe. If guests agree to participate, woohoo, inform the topic master that he or she can call on these guests as table topic speakers and ask the club president to introduce the guest at the beginning of the meeting. On some occasions, the club president at the end of the meeting will call upon guests and ask them for feedback. Okay, here we are. The meeting is in progress. During club meetings, sign your initials on project completion records for speaking and leadership roles fulfilled at the meeting, or in most cases, update your tracking system and pathways. Ensure eligible members fill out award applications and update their pathways projects. Recognize members when they earn awards. Make sure to add this item to the agenda either at the beginning or at the end of your meeting. Always find ways to recognize and celebrate. Also, during club meetings, Preside over the meeting when the club president is absent. Answer members' questions about Toastmasters education program or speech contest, and agree to research questions when you don't know the answer. One of the first things I recognized when I first joined Toastmasters is that if you don't know the answer, there's always someone else who does. Connect with other club members, club officers, area directors, division directors, district director, and last and finally, if you need to, contact Toastmasters International themselves. Outside the club meeting. Plan club meetings. Well-planned meetings are enjoyable for everyone. The Vice President Education primary responsibility is to ensure the club is meeting members' needs. Use the member interest survey item 1162F. Promote participation in the education program. The Vice President Education must understand the education program and be able to explain it to members. Orient new members. The Vice President Education must help new members prepare for their Toastmaster experience. Explaining materials and procedures, matching new members with mentors, arranging an induction ceremony, encouraging new members to participate. I'm going to briefly break these responsibilities down. When we are planning and managing club meetings, I'm curious, are you using free Toast Host or are you using another method? Get those fingers tapping. Feel free to share your method in the chat while we move on to the next section. And let me point out, if there are returning VPEs, this is where we need you the most, because there are some new VPEs out there. We would love to hear your best practices. When you are promoting pathways, show how user-friendly the site is. Another question for you. How would you promote pathways? What are your ideas? Again, feel free to add your ideas to the group chat while we move on. Let's play around with Basecamp. When orientating a new member, have them log into Toastmasters International site at www.toastmasters.org. Have them drive. If you are doing a one-on-one on Zoom, have them share their view. Have them hover over education programs on the top. Then on the next screen, have them click access. Next, click continue to path selection. It will open up a page shown in the capture to the right of the slide. Hopefully you see that. Here's where you can take a 5-minute break and have the new member pick their path. And then have the new member share the results. Perhaps, and this is just a suggestion, perhaps you can match them up with another member who's on the same path. I know picking a mentor could require some strategy. Another suggestion I have, and if time permits when you're orientating a new member, show the new member the short tutorial videos, or make this their homework assignment. And if you go under education programs and scroll all the way down, that is where you'll find tutorial videos. If you want a refresher yourself, check those videos out. One way to encourage members to participate is to provide them with resources such as Toastmasters wears many hats, and that is in a PDF. Once a Toastmaster has a good idea about what is involved in each role and the expectations, they will be more confident to fill that role. There are many ways to encourage members to participate. What ideas do you have? Feel free to type your answer into the chat box while we continue. Please share your best practices. I'll go ahead and move on while you all do that. The Basecamp Manager link in Toastmasters International site provides steps and guidance just for you. As a VPE, you will have the option to click on log in as Basecamp Manager. Then you will have 3 options to select as seen at the bottom of the slide. Quick overview. The first box, pending request, is where you go to approve levels. The middle box, member progress, pictured on the bottom right of the slide, is an in-depth view of your club members' path and levels. And if you like charts or graphs, this is a great view. The last box, Manager Tutorials, is a valuable resource for completing your VP of Education responsibilities. Make sure you check these out when you get a chance. In fact, if you are looking for your replacement, I would point them here as well. Outside the club meeting, assign a mentor to every new member. Attend club executive committee meetings and preside over the meeting if the president is absent. Attend district council meetings and vote as the club proxy. Outside the club meeting continued. Facilitate member progress by verifying education, approving requests, and tracking progress in Basecamp. Arrange for your replacement or assistance. Prepare your successor for office. I do want to go back to outside the club meeting where we talked about assigning a mentor. Why is it important to assign a mentor? That's my big question for you. I've asked you many questions, but this one's really big. Here are some of my answers that I got from this training. It builds rapport between new and experienced club members. Do you agree? Thumbs up. It helps members set and meet goals. Do you agree? Thumbs up. It provides access to an experienced member to help answer questions. Also agree. It helps retain members by providing support and encouragement. I totally agree. Has anyone been a mentor before? Go ahead and get those fingers working again and type in yes or no in the chat. I'm going to guess we're going to see more yeses than no. Now that we looked at your club meeting responsibilities, we'll look at your executive committee responsibilities. You will prepare and present reports on the club's education program performance, the club's mentoring program, award achievements. Those are my favorite. Share information on any upcoming speech contests. It's almost like you're the club's cheerleader and newscaster. Great. Now we've looked at your responsibilities inside and outside of the club, as well as your executive committee. We can now explore the specifics. Right. I bet you have asked these questions to yourself at some point before you took on this role. The question is, how do you fulfill the VPE responsibilities? How, when, who, what, where, when, why? Those are all the fun questions. VPE responsibility action plan. Look at these questions. And you can go ahead and just answer them in your mind. Rhetorical. How will you fulfill this responsibility? What specific actions will you complete? When will each action be completed? Who is available to help you? What committees can you create to assist you? That one's big. What materials and resources can you use? If you can answer these questions by the end of your training and after meeting your exiting VPE, then you're off to a good start. As VPE, you have the responsibilities related to the club meeting and the club executive committee. All your responsibilities is to help achieve club goals. How awesome is that? You're very impactful to your club. Next, we'll look at some resources to help you fulfill your role. There are several resources available to help you in your role as Vice President Education. First, here is a list to get you started. Attend the district-sponsored club officer training program, TLI. Read the club leadership handbook, item 1310, and distinguished club program and club success plan, item 1111. Meet with the outgoing executive committee to transfer any necessary information. Meet with the outgoing vice president of education to transfer any necessary files or information. Meet with the current executive committee and develop the club success plan and budget. Please share your completed club success plan and budget to your area director. Continuing on, invite 1 to 3 members to serve on the education committee. Meet with each club member to discuss educational goals and determine which awards he or she will achieve in the coming year. Those are great conversations you're going to have. I'm so excited for you. Well, woohoo! We've made it to the end. Resources are your friend. Go ahead and take out your phone or figure out how to do a print shot here. I'm going to go ahead and recap. As Vice President Education, your role encompasses many responsibilities: planning meetings, providing new member orientation, and support to reach awards are important components in your role. Assigning mentors and facilitating the relationship between mentors and mentees helps build a strong, enduring club. Servicing as Vice President Education enhances your ability to motivate others, build organizational and leadership skills, and strengthens your ability to set and achieve goals. That is what you will get out of this role. Again, I'm excited for you. Thank you for your time and your continued service to your club and the district. Take care. Be well.